So what about getting a Bitcoin job, working in the space, getting involved yourself? Maybe you've been thinking about that. Our next presenter here is the talent and team building lead at Strike, Thunder, and she is going to tell you all about how the Bitcoin job market looks and how to get a Bitcoin job. Welcome, Thunder.
Thank you. Okay, guys, usually when I start doing this, I'm very nervous. So if you hear my voice cracking or anything, just give me like a minute or two, I'll be fine, I promise. So the Bitcoin talent pool. We usually talk about getting a job in Bitcoin, and that is something that I will talk about. But we never talk about what it feels like to work in an industry. Is this the right industry for you? How do you feel about startups? There's so many things we never talk about, and I would like to address them today. But before all of that, why am I here today and who am I? So as already mentioned, I'm a Bitcoin-only recruiter. I am a head of talent at Strike for the last 4 years. I do have a lot of startup experience, and I emphasize this. You'll see a little bit later why when we talk about startups. I have hired all level, all roles, literally from juniors to C-level. I've done it all. I wrote manuals, I wrote procedures, you name it. Last but not least, I also wrote 2 ebooks. I almost forgot about that. They're just tiny little guides. One is for job seekers, which is always debatable, and I love debating about that. And another one is for startups, how to hire more effectively. There's no debate on that one, just FYI. So yeah, both are totally free. We don't take your data. We have no idea how many downloads we have over time. Like, I don't know. I respect your privacy. If you want to use it, use it. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. And yeah. Okay, getting a Bitcoin-only job. What is a Bitcoin-only job? Here is a little definition. So, working in the Bitcoin industry means contributing, developing, and perfecting everything Bitcoin technology provides, educating people, and bringing Bitcoin to the masses. As simple as that. So what these companies do, we have a lot of fintechs, right? That's kind of natural. We have marketing agencies, we have PR agencies, we have talent agencies. Basically, everything you do can be replicated into Bitcoin and focused on Bitcoin industry itself. Now, I started with I want to tell you some good and bad sides. Let's talk about what is it like to work in this industry. So for that reason, let's go through some pros and cons. From pros, of course, novelty. I take great pride in working in Bitcoin space, I'm not going to lie. And in 20, 30 years, when we reach mass adoption and when Bitcoin becomes a money used by everyone, and my kid tells me, like, shut up, mom, you know nothing, I'm going to be like, I worked on that, in a way. So yeah, novelty, just knowing that you're doing something good. A job that doesn't feel like job. Sometimes people would ask me, like, what about work-life balance? I mean, it's Saturday, and I'm here with you guys, so what about work-life balance? When you work in Bitcoin and when you work on something you love, it's a cliche, I know, but like work something you love and you'll never work a day in your life, something like that. It's true. IDGF industry. The capital letters are here just because I want to be polite. But yeah, you want to build something new? We all do. You want to change the world? We all do. Get on board. Community. Now, this is a topic we always talk about, and we talk about it for a reason. Being a part of a Bitcoin community is something that you must be part of if you're not. But we'll talk about it in details a bit later. Conferences and meetups, my favorite part. I know I'm very nervous when I get on stage and when I do these things, but I love doing these things. It's awesome. The people you meet on these conferences, businesses you can make, deals. I mean, whatever you want, you'll get it. If you came here for a party, you'll get a party. If you came here for a business, you'll get a business. And behind all of that, awesome people. Awesome people, really, really awesome people. Career development. Now, I'm a talent worker, so I gotta talk about this, but Bitcoin is cool, right? And a lot of these Web3 companies, shitcoins and stuff, they want to work in Bitcoin because Bitcoin is cool. Having a Bitcoin on your resume is kind of cool. Well, that's the part where we jump in. Recruiters, talent workers. It's our job to filter who should be there and who shouldn't be there. But having your career development in Bitcoin is really, really good. And if you are a Bitcoiner and you start working in a Bitcoin industry, and in 5 years you are a senior person, very experienced person, you are wanted. And that's a plus from a talent perspective. Now, cons. I know it's a tough one, but I feel like we don't address these things too much or enough. So I want to talk about that. Not enough jobs. Absolutely true. I think for one role, a single company can receive more than 2,000 applications. We have a lot of talent available, and we don't have enough jobs. For companies, awesome thing, right? We get to choose the best talent. For career seekers, for job seekers, not a nice thing at all. Small industry. Unsure how much of a con this is, but it is quite a small industry. Like these conferences and meetups, like I guarantee you, I know 50% of you in this room. And it's awesome because it's a small industry. And then if I need something, if I need an advice, or if I need literally anything, I can just phone any one of you, and you guys will be there, I know. So it's a small industry. It's a tough industry to get in, but once you're in, it's really cool. And we will talk more about how you can improve your chances of getting in. Small circle of people, this is exactly what I just talked about, right? Some categories are not in the spotlight. Okay. If you are a junior software developer, fresh out of school, I dare you get a job in a Bitcoin industry. You'll fail. Not because you're not good enough, but because these companies are mostly startups. As a startup, they have no time to hold your hand. They have no time to lead you, to teach you, to mentor you. In the beginning, once they are big enough, yeah, they have. But first couple of years, this is off the table. They need people who are ready to hop in and run from day one. So some categories are not in a spotlight. Is this set in stone? Of course it's not. Nothing is set in stone. But this is a very common situation. Startups. Here we are. So I mentioned that I have a lot of startup experience. We just mentioned startups, and this is my favorite meme of all time. I'm not joking, it's even on my watch. I love this one. This is fine. So working in a startup can be the best thing that has happened to your professional life, or it can be the worst thing that has happened to your professional life. Depends. I personally believe that people are separated in like two different groups: corporate people and startup people. So corporate people, they appreciate the stability. They appreciate the safety net they have. 9 to 5, cool. I'm done with my work. I go live my life. No layoffs. No crazy salary jumps. But, everything is kind of like steady, normal, peaceful. Great. You can do your, do one of these jobs and go retire from one of them. And it's just, that's it. You are a number. You have an ID number. But, come on. You have a safety net around you. We have a lot of Bitcoiners working in these systems. And then when they finally get a job in the Bitcoin space, they face a little bit of shock. Because you know what? We woke up one day and we realized this procedure is not good. Change it. I don't care. Change it. 9 to 5? I mean, my gym is at 9, and then my Spanish is at 11. I can't, I'll wake up at maybe 6 a.m. or I will stay longer, depending on the day. But I'm a master of my own schedule. What do you mean, 9 to 5? What? Startups are hectic. Startups are fun if you are down for it. So the main question I always have for everyone who wants to get a job in Bitcoin space: are you in for a startup? Because it can be very fun, or it can be the worst thing in your life. You're gonna hate the industry afterwards. Not because the company is bad, but just because you're not used to that fast-paced environment. And that's completely fine. So I'm gonna leave this one like this. Is a startup environment right for you? Let's move on to the next one. Common misconceptions, the gossips, what people like to talk, like, oh, but they do this and they do that. So let's just talk about it. Let's address that. Low salaries, myth. If you see a company providing a very low salary, I guarantee you that's like pre-seed phase. Like they're just getting started. It's like 2, 3 people working their butts off to make their dream come true. So unless you're willing to take a pay cut, roll up your sleeves and go do the dirty work with them, just don't apply for these positions. Don't go there. If the company is not that young, your salary will be according to the standard. No questions on that. No specialized job boards. This is my favorite. Like, there's a zillion job boards. I selected a few to show you today, but it's totally a myth. Totally a myth. Slow hiring process is partly true. It's a startup. Maybe they don't have internal stuff. Maybe it's a CEO doing all the hiring and, the person has no idea what they're doing. That's fine. But it's not something that should push you away. It's something that you should see, acknowledge, and move on. And if you get in, you can see like, okay, let's see what we can do to improve this. Do people get ghosted? They get ghosted a lot. And candidates are super angry about it, as they should be. Like, you have a right to know what's going on with your applications. Are people on the other side of the table busy? Oh, I'm pretty sure they are. Is that an excuse for ghosting? No, absolutely not. But just trying to take that perspective that maybe you just applied to a very young company. They are all over the place. They have no idea who's doing what. Just like give them a tiny little break for that. I'm not excusing them, though. The biggest misconception of them all. This is a tricky conversation to have, and this is something that I love to argue on. I know a lot of people will tell you, you need to be jack of all trades to land a job. Really? Really? How do you get a job, then, if you're not specialized in anything? What will you do? Let's say, for example, I'm looking for a software test engineer, QA, just a basic QA. Now, you did a little bit of QA, and you did a little bit of customer service. Let's say you have 2 years here, 2 years there. Awesome. You applied for QA. You got the job as a QA. Fast forward 1.5 years. Are you really going to leave your QA gig in the same company and go help them out on their customer service? Or are you going to try and grow your career in in QA? I agree. If the company is very young, you should possess as many skills as possible, because we just talked about it, slow hiring processes. Have you ever built a process? Awesome. Regardless of what your expertise is, go and build that process. But that's a very young company we're talking about. So we need to be aware when we have this jack of all trades conversation, it does not apply to everything. And even if it does apply to everything, just ask yourself, would you rather play 2 different fronts, or would you just focus on one front, become a leader in that field, and grow your career there? Yeah, tricky one, tricky conversation to have, but definitely something that we should talk about. Okay, the next one, I see Brie over there. The next one I stole from Bitvocation, one of my favorite things last couple of months, years actually. But let's talk about job market data. A couple of years ago, technical roles were majority, and then operational roles were minority. Look what's going on now. Why I love this is, first of all, I'm not a technical person. But no, not because of that. It means that we build our products. We build. Now we love what we build, right? So now we can expand our CS team, customer support team. We can create marketing team. We can create a product team. It means that we're doing a good job as companies, and this is awesome. I was a little bit surprised when I saw that remote and on-site are 50-50 here. While I understand that some certain roles do require your presence in the office, I'm also asking you in the name of all people in this world, reconsider that, please. We all like working from our home. But I think hybrid would be maybe the best option to have. Okay, let's talk about job requirements. When you apply for a typical fiat job, there are some requirements you need to meet, right? So your educational level, your years of experience, your area of expertise, and then last, and trust me when I tell you, I used to work in fiat, cultural fit is the last thing. If you are from the Balkan countries, what you may see is even a real psychologist coming to test you. Testing what? Am I getting a job at NASA? Like, what is this? But cultural fit would be the last thing. And then when we talk about Bitcoin, there are some other, I mean, it's the same requirements. It's just the order of the things, it's a bit different here. So I would say the cultural fit and area of expertise are equally important. Remember the jack of all trades conversation. You need to be specialized in something, and then you also need to be a good cultural fit, right? Your contributions to the space. If you are a developer, do you have any open source projects? If you are an operational person, have you ever had like a project or anything on your hand? That helps. It absolutely helps. Years of experience, yeah, but we just had that conversation yesterday. When the right cultural fit happens, I personally, and I believe all talent workers in this industry should be willing to risk, not risk, but say like, okay, I wanted 5 or 6 years of experience. This person has 4. I mean, it's the same thing, right? And the cultural fit is awesome. You know why? Because this person will bite. This person will bite to prove that they can do it. So this can also be the junior conversation we had. This can also be replicated to that, but it's kind of harder because, you know, difference between 0 years and 5 years of experience is like, you know, I'm not gonna accept 0 years. You know, I'm gonna go for 4, but not 0, right? And then educational level. There are some jobs that require a university degree. I mean, I'm not gonna get a lawyer who's like educated on YouTube, right? Or accountants, finance people, legal people. There are some roles that absolutely require you to have a degree, as it should be, but yeah, not that we really care. Most of us don't really care about that. The art of the pivot. Now, the reason this slide is here is because I get these questions a lot, like, how do I get in? And then people tell you, go network. Yeah, network, and that's it? Why are you still not getting in? You're not networking hard enough? Yes, you do. Something else is missing here. The industry. If you work in healthcare and you want to switch to fintech, what is common between fintech and healthcare? The title may be the same of the job, but I guarantee you it's not the same job. So no, this is not go get a job in bank. No, it's just get a tech version of your job. Whatever it is that you do, try and get into the tech version of it. Fiat, sure, but a tech version of it. Get as close to technology as possible. And then, of course, be patient. Career pivoting, tricky but possible. We had that junior conversation, I always talk about it. So if you are I don't know, I mentioned accountant. If you're an accountant with, I don't know, 6 years of experience, but now you decided you want to do data, can you get a job in an industry as a data junior? Well, yeah, I mean, not impossible. Tricky, difficult, but not impossible. Build slowly, contribute to the space, network. But it's possible. What I would suggest you to do, just from not a talent perspective, from a human perspective, get a job as an accountant, for example, and then slowly, within the company you work for, move to data, if possible. That would always be my advice. But you pick for yourself. Both are possible. One is maybe tricky, but not impossible, definitely. Okay, let's talk about core priorities. Right? The first thing, network. Network, network, network. It's a word, I think it's a word that when Bitcoiners, they close their eyes at night and they hear network either. It's important. Like, we talk about networking for a reason, right? But it's not the only thing. And it's still like, even, there's no checklist that you can go and say, check, 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 okay, where's my job? No. There's no guarantee. So, how do you network? Tale as old as time. Nostr, socials, meetup, and conferencing. And then always we can stand up and say, yes, but conferencing is expensive. You need to get the tickets, you need to get the ride and hotel and everything. My answer to that is, do you travel once a year? Do you take a family vacation? Just pick one of those conferences on a nice place. Get your family and go. You know, it's something. You don't have to give up on that. I love Nostr. I know we were just listening about Nostr, and I just love Nostr, but not for the reasons of like, oh, it's decentralized, whatever. No, no, no. Nostr community is absolutely mental. You can get a job through Nostr. Like, literally get a job. You can do projects. You can connect yourself with people you never thought you could. That's what Nostr is, and for that, I'm a huge Nostr advocate. Socials leads us to LinkedIn. Now, every good Bitcoiner will now ask me, why do I need to be on LinkedIn? That's fiat. Because everyone uses LinkedIn, I'm sorry. And who are you to say something? It's like, I mean, come on, it's not that fiat, right? If it uses a purpose, then it's not fiat. But this is a trick with LinkedIn. When we source, as recruiters, when I'm looking for a talent in a certain area, your LinkedIn is a form of CV. So what you can do is everything you have on your resume, copy-paste it to LinkedIn. There's an option on LinkedIn that, unless you have a recruiter license, you can't see. But I go to your profile, I do right-click, save to PDF, boom. I have your CV without ever exchanging a word to you. And then we talk about your CV. We're looking at it. We're using it as your CV, as it should be. So please, whatever you have on your real CV, copy-paste it to LinkedIn. Very, very important thing. Good to be found and to find relevant people. But Bitvocation just talked about this beginning of October. Unless you have Bitcoin mentioned somewhere, I'm not a fortune teller. Like, I don't know if you guys are Bitcoiners or not, right? And we always want to go with Bitcoiners first. Absolutely. So if you could just put it somewhere on your profile, just somewhere, it will react to the keyword, no worries. But use LinkedIn and use it smart. It's a big tool. It can help you a lot, okay? Contributions. Some developing positions require you to have an open source contributions. If you are a developer, you guys already know that. Offer your skills in editing, writing, creating. Where? On Nostr. I literally know people who went on Nostr and was like, I have an extra pair of hands. I have 2 hours free per day that I would love to help in, I don't know, creating a marketing strategy, whatever. Do you get paid all the time? No, sometimes you just do for the experience, right? But most of the time you actually get paid, so. And you're doing your networking. As mentioned, Nostr is a great way to start. Let's see the next one. When we talk about core priorities, the bare minimum you can provide to any employer is a well-written resume. Now, please don't come to me and ask me, hey, what do you think about this template? Or what do you think about that template? Like, nobody really cares. Whatever you like is fine. I don't know, make it as basic as possible. Don't make it too shiny so I don't know where to look. But, just make it as basic as possible, and that's it. Let's go back to you have a customer experience, and then experience in customer support, but you also have experience in QA. Do you have one CV or two? What do you guys prefer? Two? I hate having two. I know, I'm sorry, but yeah, I agree. I agree. Having two, absolutely. Yeah, have two. If your experience is like equally distributed, and then just depending on the role that you're applying, just use. I mean, don't make it like, oh, I was a C level in customer support, but I was also C level in QA. Like, don't do that. But you know, yeah, have two. Why not? Include relevant links, please. On the top, somewhere, something that's clickable. If you're sending a cover letter with a link, no one's gonna click on that, okay? That's security, okay? Include relevant links somewhere on the top. Be clear and concise. Use bullet points, number, and percentages. Honestly, guys, I don't care about numbers and percentages. I care about bullet points because just it's easy to read. But how do I exactly know if you have improved the efficiency of the software for 43.9%? How am I gonna, like, for some reason, if the ATS, the applicant tracking system that the company uses, sometimes they are, you know, set up to review your resume instead of a real human. I don't know how that looks like. I don't do that, but I know that people do that. And sometimes they set up these systems to see like how many numbers there are. So use numbers here and there. Unless you're sending it to me, then I don't necessarily care. 2 pages maximum. Please, it's not a fairy tale. It's your work experience, okay? 2 pages max. List your Bitcoin contributions. Of course, can be somewhere on the side, like skill set, could be like whatever you want. Just list it. It's kind of nice. You're flexing. Like you organized the meetup, good for you. Put it there. I want to know about that. That's a real effort there, right? Update often. You change the job. Update. Not because you're looking for a next job right away. Just update it. Why not? Use free templates and tools for checking CV score. How many of you have seen those professionals who are checking your CVs for money? I've seen a few. Rumor has it, it's just a free tools on Google. So go to Google, check my CV score. Literally, check my CV score. Take the first one that's free. Upload your resume. Yeah, they're gonna have your data. I'm sorry, they're gonna have your resume now. It is what it is. And they're gonna tell you how many buzzwords you've used, what your CV score is, how does it, you know, they're just gonna give you everything. Use as many free tools as possible. That leaves us to cover letter. For some reason, we Bitcoiners, we love cover letters. In fiat world, that's like so 2019. I don't know. We still love cover letters. I mean, I love cover letters. Who doesn't? It gives you the chance to like, don't tell me, oh, why me? But like, I want to know you're one of us. I want to know you're on the right side. But then again, it's not a fairy tale. It's just a cover letter. So 1 page maximum. Don't make me, like, I'm not going to read a Cinderella there, okay? Short personal introduction. Share your excitement. Hi, I'm Thunder. I've been doing this and that. I am very excited to apply for this company because, and then please do not use what you saw on their website because you're embarking on a mission to do this or that. That's, anybody could do it. I'm very excited to join you because I've been a Bitcoiner since the year. Enough. Write enough. Mention your contributions, tackle your experience. Don't overshare. They already have your CV, so why would you just share it here? Don't. Just tackle it. Not too much. Avoid buzzwords. I excel. I thrive. I deliver. I mean, cool, but you know, you don't have to. And be yourself. Actually, with what I said, be yourself, you can just delete all of these above. If you feel like this one is not working for you, don't do it. If you feel like this could work for you, test it. Okay? And please double check. Don't send to like, to whom it may concern at this company, and then actually that company is reading the letter because you did not check. Please check stuff, okay? Okay. As mentioned, people claim there are not enough job boards and resources. Absolute lie. This is a Bitvocation feed QR code. If you guys are not familiar with what that is, that's a, I'm gonna actually move aside so you guys can do it. This is a Telegram bot that scrapes all the jobs in the industry. So you don't have to go from this website to that website. You can just follow the thread. And that's it. They're going to let you know everything. Bitcoiner jobs, unless you have to know about Bitcoiner jobs, right? Like everybody know about it. Be Bitcoiner, ostrich.work. Oh, there's a typo here. I'm so sorry. Ostrich.work, not book. Bitcoinjobs.com, and then agencies. We have a layer 4 talent, which is Martell Fox. You can always reach out to her. I'm there to help her always, so we're always happy to talk. I'm pretty sure I missed a lot of resources, so you guys can just always correct me, send me a message, and be like, hey, add this or add that, and let's talk about it. For job seekers, all of these are free. If you are the one hiring, some of these provide you with free options. Some of these provide you with click payable options, like be on a front page or stuff like that. So, yeah. We are very close to time, so I'm going to speed it up. Application checklist. First thing first. Do not fall into trap in applying to everything you see. Every company uses something that's called ATS, Applicant Tracking System. This is where we collect your things. So I know if you have applied to what role, when, and what was the result of it. Don't apply to everything you see. You may end up in applying to like 10 plus roles in the same company, and then when the perfect one for you pops out, no one's gonna take your application seriously, right? So don't, and read. Pay attention to details. If something says Americas, why do you apply from Poland? It says Americas for a reason. If it says Germany, why do you apply from Italy? Sure, maybe, just maybe, they're using Germany as like a time zone, right? But then this is something for employers that they should consider, and instead of saying Germany, they should say European time zones or European Union, whatever. But pay attention to these details. Nothing terrible is gonna happen, right? It's just kind of respectful, and for you guys, because you are not going to end with a broken heart when you see the rejection email. It's just gonna be better for you. Don't apply to everything we see. We already talked about it. It's okay to reach out to a relevant person. Don't spam. You can always reach out to a recruiter, hiring manager, whoever you want, but please don't spam these people. If your message is left on read, let it be. I personally leave messages for like 7 or 10 days sometimes, not because I'm rude and I don't care, just because I'm busy. And then I go back, and the most used sentence from my end is, hi, sorry for a delay in my response. But we will get back to you. If we don't, then shame on us, right? You did something polite, something nice, shame on them for not responding. Interview mastery. Even though I work in talent, I shake when I'm on the other side of the table. That's a human nature. And when you are applying for a company that you really love, in the industry you really love, your nervousness goes like through the roof. So in order to prevent that, prepare yourself. Write down the questions. Show the interest. You can ask questions about the role-oriented or culture-oriented. Don't ask 20 questions. I mean, you don't have time for that. But just pick your priorities. And then depending on how much time you have left, pick your priority questions and ask them. It will help you calm down, right? It's a two-way street. They need to like you, but you need to like them. I hate the word interview. It's not an interview. It's a conversation. Yes, we are interviewing you guys, but you guys are also interviewing us. Do you really want to work here? Is this really all shiny, the way it looks like? Like, what do you think about working with me? So it's a two-way street. You need to like them as well. Take time to think about the answer, but think about the time management, something that I'm not currently doing. If you are asked a question, it's totally fine to take a break. I believe, and then continue talking. I mean, don't take 20 seconds. It's going to be kind of, weird. But yeah, take a few seconds, think about it, and keep your eyes on the clock. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You can send thank you email afterwards. It's fine. If you don't, if you do, it's fine. Whatever you want. And conclusion. Yes, I'm not too much over time. Okay. So to conclude, work on projects, contribute to open source, engage with community, network. I'm going to start hating that word, I swear to God. Write cover letters. Keep your CV current. Be authentic. Be patient. Good things take time. Bitcoin is here to stay. Even if it doesn't happen, it's fine, okay? Too many talent, not enough roles. There's no secret recipe you can take. There is no checklist that you can do. You are working your best. You are doing your best. You are networking enough. It's just not enough jobs, but that will change too. Okay, thank you guys.